pay attention to. So the tier 3, is it that you can just walk up to any institution and want to do that with them, or there are specific ones that you may have to go to?
Okay, so tier 3, any ways you take it, I think you should be able to participate in it. Your employer can decide to have, the trustees together with fund managers and custodians to manage a tier 3 for you. But as a person, you can also, go to any of the trustees. Now, the trustees have the personal pension scheme, which falls under the tier 3 scheme, okay, for people to voluntarily, work in there and then contribute. So we have both sides, that through your employer, or personally, you can just walk into any trustee company and then, tell them that you want to partake in the personal pension scheme, and then they'll be able to onboard you.
I see. At what point should someone start paying attention to all these 3?
Well, in your 20s. So in your 20s, if you are working, and then you are paid well, or let me see, even if you are not paid well, you should try and pay attention to these pension conversation, or even the tier 3, because at that time you have enough number of years to work for your money to compound and give you the full benefit of compounded interest, and then the investment landscape. If you go beyond your 30, 35, it will be very difficult, because now you have very short time to prepare and contribute meaningfully to a retirement scheme where you can earn so much. Because for you to ignore, because here in Ghana and even some African countries, we relegate the conversation of retirement to later, around 50, 55. But 50, 55, by the law, you are supposed to retire at 60. So you just have about 10 years, 5 years to really prepare for retirement. And that's not enough. That is not enough. I did a simple calculation before we got on this call. And if we...
Hello? Wow. Mike, sorry, Nathan.
Hello.
Yeah, I think we lost you for a few seconds. You said you did a simple calculation and then we lost you.
Okay, so I did a simple calculation, okay, taking the minimum wage in Ghana. Now, minimum wage in Ghana is around 21 cedi, 70 pesos thereabouts, okay. And if we, run it through the days to have a month wage, or let me say a month salary, we are looking at around 653 Ghana cedis. Okay. Now, this 356 Ghana cedis, if you are supposed to use the Pareto principle of saying that we are investing 20%, okay, as our retirement, amount from this 308, from this 653, we are looking at about 130 Ghana cedis into our retirement. Now, if we run this for 30 years, okay, and you go on retirement, you're having $500,000 Ghana cedis to yourself. Okay, $500,000 Ghana cedis. Let's come back and say, look, we are doing a treasury bill at retirement. You take that money, you do a treasury bill that is going for about 10%, because now our treasury bill is around 364 is around 9.9, about almost 10%. You will be getting, somewhere in the ranges of about 56,200 a year returns. Now, if you divide this by 12, every month you should be earning 4,683 Ghana. You see, so that small amount from even your minimum wage is getting you this high. You get it? Now, you may not understand this calculation until I bring in the conversation of SSNIT indexation. Now, the SSNIT indexation actually talks about SSNIT bringing out the numbers to show where the minimum pension payout is, what the who are in the bracket of pension, okay, taking, and then the highest paid pensioner. Okay, so currently 2026, we are having the minimum pensioner who is very new. The person went on retirement this year. Okay, the person is going to earn about 400 Ghana cedis, 409 Ghana cedis, 50 cents pesos, as compared to last year's, I think 90 something Ghana cedis. Now, those who are continuing in retirement are earning a little over 400 and I think 450 thereabouts, if my memory serves me right. Now compare this 4,683 that you invested yourself to this 409 Ghana cedis. If you're a minimum wage earner, you see the very vast disparity. You get it. So you need to pay attention. So the fact is that the question you ask is very clear. You need to pay attention in your 20s, maximum in your 30s. Okay, you can't go beyond even 30 years old. So between 20 to 30, you should be thinking and have started planning your retirement because you have enough time to retire comfortably.
I see. So does that mean that if there's anybody listening to us who probably is in their 50s, 60s, or even 40s, like you're saying, does that mean that the person cannot do anything about it again? Like it's too late?
Well, I would say it's a little bit late, but not too late. In your 40s, you are good because you have about 20 years. But in your 50s, just 10 years. 10 years is not enough to garner a lot of money in your retirement nest egg. Because you see, one secret about this retirement conversation is that immediately you relegate it for a number of years, the cost of contributing or the cost of raising a decent amount to retire is expensive. Okay, it's very expensive. So you can take it from this angle. Somebody who is at the age of say 2025, who is targeting a retirement nest egg of about 1 million Ghana cedis, will contribute lower than somebody who is already 50. Because it will take you so much, you understand, to end the what do you call it? The 1 million we are talking
about. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Right. So we're trying to reconnect you because, I mean, the understanding is that people cannot hear you. I mean, our listeners cannot hear you because of the network or something. So we'll try and reconnect you so that we can continue. I hope that's okay with you.
Yes, that's
all right.
fine.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, that was Benjamin Nathan Autry. We're going to continue the conversation shortly, and he is helping us get an understanding of exactly what the pension system looks like here in Ghana. And he said quite a number of things, but he says that you need to start paying attention to your pension or all the 3 tiers by the time you're in your 20s so that you avoid any challenges as you age. And so we'll continue the conversation shortly, but keep enjoying this one and we will be right back. Breakfast on Z101.9 FM with Mini Trebi Hammond. That was CCTV by Kim Promise. Well, we'll continue our conversation. Today, like I said, we're talking about SSNIT and whether SSNIT is enough, and also trying to understand exactly what happens, especially in our pension system. And my guest is Benjamin Nitanotri. He's a certified financial advisor and planner, and he is helping us break down this conversation. Unfortunately, we had some challenges with our connection, but we'll continue the conversation anyway. Hopefully, we can fill it again and have deeper ones in there. But Nathan, welcome back.
Thank you, Nee.
Right. Okay. Let's continue. So we're speaking about all the 3 tiers, but I want to ask the major question for today: is SSNIT alone enough to sustain a comfortable retirement in Ghana today?
Okay, thank you. That's such a interesting question. Unfortunately, my answer would be no. And there are various reasons why you cannot have SSNIT alone to be a scheme, or let me say a retirement nest egg that will save you for the next 15 years post-retirement. Number one reason would be that the structure itself, okay, is a very good structure. But if we take out SSNIT alone out of it, it will not be enough. That's why it's a 3-tier scheme. So you need to be able to take advantage of all the schemes. Okay. So tier 1, which is managed by SSNIT. SSNIT is the institution that manages tier 1. But normally we say SSNIT, and it has become as if SSNIT is a scheme. No, SSNIT is not a scheme.
It's not a scheme.
It's an institution that manages the tier 1 scheme. And then we have private institutions managing tier 2 and tier 3. You get it. So you need to take advantage of all the schemes. If tier 1 and tier 2 is mandatory and your employer is supposed to help you do that, as a person, you need to take responsibility, personal responsibility, and be intentional of taking up a tier 3. Some even take up tier 4, which, they term as a tier, because there's nothing like a tier 4 in a system, but they take it as their tier 4, whereby they personally, consult with a financial advisor and try to, bridge that gap where tier 1, tier 2, and even tier 3 may not be enough. You get it.
Yeah.
So that's number one reason. The structure is to help you, because tier 1 is giving you about 60% of your income retirement. That is what it does.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Is that tier 1 is doing what?
So tier 1 is supposed to give you about 60% of your income as retirement.
50.
So 60.
Okay.
Yes, because the actuarial calculation or the actuarial formula that is being used is a 60% pension right, which is multiplied by your highest, highest 3 your working period. So they are looking at 3 top salaries that you've earned over the years, and they multiply by your pension right. And the maximum pension right you can get is 6%. We have people getting below that, but those who really earn very well and their basic is very high, okay, they are able to hit the 50 percent pension right. And that brings me to my second reason. Our basic salaries are very small. It's woefully small, and it's unfortunate that we have that situation, of which I wish that there will be a national agenda and an intentional plan to be able to push up the minimum wage. Because see, if we compare, and this some of the research I have done personally, if you compare minimum wage with countries like Namibia, Botswana, okay, I'll bring in Nigeria here for even though the economy is very much larger than ours, but we have similar
we have some similarities.
Mm.
Now, I compare with Botswana and Namibia because of their small size population. Okay, and Ghana, we are larger than them. But if you check their pension scheme, it's about almost 2 or 3 times what we have in our pension scheme. You get it?
Yeah.
Botswana and Namibia, they are doing fantastic. The conversation of how they are doing that, maybe we'll leave it for another. But if you check their minimum wage, in dollar terms, their minimum wage for Botswana is about $128.
Wow.
In Namibia is about $190 per month. And if you look at Ghana's own, it falls to about $45 per month. So if you are having $45 per month and SSNIT is supposed to keep about 11% of that, how well will you do at the time? You definitely not do well. Okay, so these 2 reasons, and probably the third would be that the scheme is actively contributed by 2.1 million workers. That's 2.1 million workers out of about 12 million labor force. So if you are having such a scheme where about 80 to 85% of workers are outside the system, how well can you pay attention at retirement? So these are some of the conversations I think we should have nationally, and I pray my colleagues in the industry should also push for some of these agendas to be looked at. Because see, social security, the pension, the T1, is fun. And you are saying that your indexation is telling us that we should pay every new pensioner, or the lowest pensioner should take about 400 Ghana cedis or 450 Ghana cedis. It is way, way, way below the minimum wage that you have set by the Labor Act. It is way below. So how is it helping, a pensioner at retirement? A pensioner who has his cost so high, health costs, rent, and all those things, utilities, and all that inflation coming into the picture, taking about 450 Ghana cedis, whilst a minimum wage is around 600 something. It's a structural efficiency, and we need to look at that. At least, if this is a saying tier one is a social fund, then at least we should be able to pay pensioners at the 650 3 Ghana cedis we are talking about. So these 3 reasons, major reasons, tells us that it's not enough. Yeah.
Now, you make a very important point. I want to clarify. So is that to say, about the numbers that actually contribute to the scheme? You said about 80 to 85% of people do not contribute to it. Is that to say that the more people who contribute, the more the returns?
I will not say the more people contribute, the more the returns outrightly, but on top of mind, that could be the case. If you're able to increase that as a scheme, you are going to have more money coming in. That is number one, which means that you have more money for investment. But if you do a bad investment, that will mean that you don't have good returns and you cannot pay more. That's why I'm saying that you cannot actually say so. But if you have this more money coming in and you are doing very good investment, you are placing it well. Your in-house research guys can do a very good job, identify good investment instruments.
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. So I don't know, where did you lost me?
Yeah, so I think you were still making a point around the what do you call it? The fact that if you look at the way the system is structured, there are certain things that I didn't quite get exactly what you were saying.
Okay, so I was trying to explain the fact that you were saying that if you get more people into the system,
yes,
will the returns be more? And I'm saying that we cannot actually say so because of two reasons. One, if you get more money coming in and you don't do a good job to invest the money in good assets or invest the money well to make your good returns, you cannot pay more. Even though you have more people coming into the scheme, which is more like equivalent to having more contributions coming in. But if you are able to have more people coming in, which is going to bring in more contributions, then you can say that you do your good research or you do your analysis and identify good investment instruments or good investment areas to invest in. That we can guarantee that our increased contribution is equivalent to our returns. Yeah,
I see. All right, let me announce the phone lines. We have just, our time is almost up. Unfortunately, we haven't done even 50% of the conversation this morning. But like I said, we'll try and find the time to have the same conversation again, so that, because the network hasn't been very, very helpful, and so we'll try and find time. Hopefully, we'll have you in studio to actually break things down a bit better. All right, but let me announce the lines in case you're listening to us. If you want to send us a WhatsApp, feel free to do that. 0544 321019. If you have any questions, 0544 321019, and Nathan will respond to that accordingly. We are streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please do also drop a comment there, and I'll read them for you. All right, Nathan, let me come back to you now. You talked about Tier 3 earlier, and you said it's one of the most ignored opportunities. Why do you think people ignore that, and how important is it?
Okay, thank you. So people ignore Tier 3 basically, especially employers, because of cost. Okay, because contributing to an employee's future and pension, company is looking at it from the cost point of view. Okay, so if it is more cost to us and it is going to reduce our bottom line, we need to avoid it. And because it is voluntary, they avoid it, and nobody can take them on that. Okay. But I mean, companies that are making sure that they use some of these things as a retaining tool, retention of talent in the company. You get to see them contribute to such things for employees, and even encourage another, more like the Tier 4 I talk about, quote unquote, way of helping workers to sort out.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
No, I lost you. I lost you for a few minutes. You said helping employees to sort out something. I think that's where I lost you.
Yes. So I'm saying that it's something that companies ignore because of cost. But companies who try to use this as a retention tool go ahead to contribute for their employees, as their employees also contribute part, because it reduces your tax payment to the government, and also try to bring up other retirement and financial literacy programs to help employees move around the conversation of finances and money. Okay. Another reason why people ignore it is that they don't know. They are ignorant of the fact that there's a Tier 3, right. And the Tier 3 even has some tax incentives where it reduces your tax efficiently and effectively. So these are the two main reasons I think people ignore the Tier 3.
I see. All right, Nathan, because of our time, we would have to go now. Maybe next time when we talk, we'll talk a bit more about the basic salary conversation concern you tried to raise a while ago, and some other things. There are so many other things I wanted us to have a conversation about, but things actually went the way it wanted to. And so, yeah, but if there's anybody listening to us now and you have one piece of advice to give to them, maybe a Ghanaian, any workout, or what would it be?
Okay, so in the context of retirement and pension, I would say that to individuals, get a financial advisor to help you to navigate in this retirement waters, because it's very important, it's very critical to your future self. And if you do that, it's going to greatly help you. I'm available if you want to do such, navigate such waters. And to institutions like the media, yourself and your institution, I think that you guys should also take up some of these conversations. And maybe a suggestion from my side, you could make it a major program for every year by organizing a retirement symposium, or a pension symposium, to communicate and educate you, because you guys have the voice, you guys have the platform, and you can help people to come out of this kind of poverty. And it will be serving one of the SDG goals, okay, no poverty, and it will go a long way to help the media. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Nathan. We're really grateful that you made time to join us. All right, Benjamin Nathan Autry is a certified financial advisor and planner, and he joined us this morning talking about SSNIT and pensions generally here in Ghana. Unfortunately, we couldn't have a very, very good conversation because our network, failed us. Yes, and so we'll find a way to still have this conversation again. And so please don't worry if you weren't able to get a full grasp of the points being made. Producer will try and work around it so we can have this conversation again, hopefully with SSNIT on board as well as some other individuals, so that we can make it a very rich conversation. But thank you very much. I'm sure you've picked a thing or two. If you miss anything, I'm sure it will be on our Facebook and our YouTube. On Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. You can visit those platforms and play back. But that's all, and that's how we wrap up today on the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. We're back again tomorrow for some more interesting conversations. Until then, please take care of yourself, and when you think Ghana, think Z. My name is Ni Trebi Hammond. You can follow me on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and everywhere. I'll see you tomorrow. Up next is The Brighter Side with Jeremy Okoria Mwako. Stay tuned.